absolute pleasure to welcome back to the podcast Miss Rebecca Joyner, joining us from her workplace. I see. Rebecca, how you doing?
Good. Bright and early, Friday morning. Why not start with the podcast, right?
Well, why not start indeed? And we are only a few short, like weeks away from the start of Western States, for which you entered our essay contest, which was amazing, and you got the gig. So once again, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Still super proud, right, of my fifth grade teacher for instilling those writing skills to get me here. So it doesn't all have to be just dumb luck in
Yes,
the
our
lottery.
education system at work. Yes. So I guess my first question for you is, if you could describe your training thus far in just a few short words, what would it be?
I hired a coach. Haha.
Okay, that's a good start. And how's that translated for you versus other ultras you've done?
Yeah, so I've never had a coach before, to be honest, because I thought it was just kind of pretentious. And I didn't feel like I had the money to afford anybody that would kind of know what they were doing. So it's been really, really nice. So I'm working with Andrew Miller, and he met both criteria, which is he was super affordable in my price range, and he had done the course before, right? He's been very successful at Western States, so I knew what he was doing, and it's been great because it's just kind of taken that little bit of mental stress of, am I doing the right things? Am I training the right way? Off. So all I have to do is just do what he tells me to do, and it's been really, really nice because that was my one of my bigger concerns was just knowing how to train specifically for Western States.
And not knowing how to do it the right way can be an incredible stressor. And taking the guesswork out really kind of pays off there. So good on you for doing it. What has
Yeah.
been most striking for you in terms of what you've learned working with a coach?
He dialed my mileage way back, like the first few weeks, which was a little like concerning at first, but I think he was kind of getting to know me and like what I could handle. And I had some training races that I had already had on the books before I started working with him. So he just really wanted to make sure, I think, that I was recovered from those events and ready to go. And so I talked with him and I'm like, I think I can handle a little more. And he did not hold back. I don't have rest days anymore, and the long runs have gotten much longer on the weekend. But I feel really good. Like I don't ever feel beat up and I don't feel like my legs are trashed. So I think it's been good just kind of trusting that, right? Like trusting him that it was okay to dial it back for a few weeks and then really kind of see where I'm at and adjust it going forward.
I guess I got to ask, do you feel ready?
I don't want to get trapped in that question because I feel like everybody that says like, yeah, I've never felt better, then they go and they DNF, right? So,
Okay,
um,
then I'll change the question. I'll change the question. I don't want to put you on the spot.
yeah,
I don't want to jinx anything here. But I do you feel strong?
I do. Yeah, like no aches, no pains. There was like one fall on a trail that I was like, oh God, right? Like no more falling. I
Okay,
cannot fall. So
how bad was it? We all have our fall story.
it there was some big curses. It was on a mountain bike trail, and I'm pretty sure like the mountain bikers thought I died. I didn't, but I think just as an adult, when you fall, you forget how hard it hurts, right? You're just like in shock from the amount of pain that's going through your body for like 30 seconds, and then you stop cursing and brush yourself off and get all the dirt out of everything and move on. It was okay. Like it was sore for like 2 weeks, but nothing was broken, right? It was just enough that you're like, nope, we got to really be careful when we're out here
Yeah.
because, yeah, like you said, the race isn't that far away. Um, but yeah, I mean, overall, I feel good. I think having Andrew put the hill work on the calendar and, kind of those specific things in my plan so that I know, like, okay, this is enough. Um, again, it's just been a big help. And I don't feel beat up. Like I said, everything just feels pretty good. So yeah, I think we're as good as it's going to get.
Okay,
So
so I'm really excited to hear that. And
yeah.
so there's the second component to this. So the body's feeling strong. How about your mind?
Yeah, I've went back and forth in my mind with a few things. I think there's in general two big types of ultra runners, the guys that like just show up and are out to drink Fireball and have like the best day ever. And then
Okay,
like
that'd
the
be
Bob,
the Jason Green territory.
yes, right, which I love. Like
Yeah.
those are usually my people, but that would be disrespectful to do at Western States. So we're not doing that. And then there's the people like I'm an accountant by nature. So I went through a period during this training block of really diving into data, probably more than I should have, and looking at like, well, how did women from flatlander states do, and how of the people that DNF'd, what were their splits like, and then going through all the podcasts and finding out like where they went wrong. And I realized that was
We're
probably
not
not
type A
healthy.
people at all.
No, not at all. Right. You got to throw out the data outliers. It was a lot. I spent too much time doing that. And realized, right, like I'm focusing too much on like the people that are coming in with 30 seconds left and the people that have had terrible days. Because they're just, again, too, I think there's podcasts out there that you're either the elite that finished or you're, Sean Mullet, who's like sideways and coming in and can barely finish. You don't get like the 27-hour stories, and you don't get the 26-hour stories of people that just had like a good solid day and things maybe went wrong. So anyway, all that to say, I was going kind of in a negative place and focusing a lot on like how hard it was going to be. Um, but so in the last like week or two, I've really kind of focused on switching that narrative and being more focused on like, hey, we're going to go out and spend maybe 30 hours in a beautiful place and we're going to kind of power hike it, right? Not focusing on like how fast we're going to get it done or like how we're going to fix all the problems that come up, but just go out kind of with the mindset of like, this is just going to be a really fun day on the trail and I'm going to meet some new people and we're going to get done when we get done. Hopefully it's not the 29th hour and my crew will be screaming at me and freaking out. But yeah, so I think just kind of going in with that a little bit different mindset of like, get out of the data, get out of how everybody else from Illinois maybe has finished in the past and just focus on like the things that I love about it, which is meeting new people and just seeing some beautiful places. So
I love your attitude. And yeah, diving down that rabbit hole and trying to do some comparative analytics to what your situation is can be a dangerous thing. I've done it before. I mean, we're all kind of guilty of it. We kind of just jump in and just try and figure out, okay, I need to find like a 26-hour finisher who just kind of came in smoothly. But I mean, we all have to remember that everyone has their own story. I mean, that 26-hour finisher could have been like, you know what, I was going for like a 21-hour finish, not
yeah,
even close to where I want to have been.
yep.
So yeah, I hear you. I hear you. It's like, where's Rebecca? Where's mom? She's doom scrolling in the car right now. Still, she's been there for like 2 hours.
Yeah, she's doing weighted averages of the past like 5 finishers from Florida to see how they did. Yeah.
So I can you talk a little more about your strategy going into Western States? I really like hearing how you just want to go in, we're all doing this together, just going to go out and meet some people, just enjoy it as much as I can when I can. Yeah, what else do you have going on? I'm guessing, I'm hoping that your coach kind of gave you some tips like, Rebecca, here's the mental game, because that's part of having a coach too. It's at least for me, it's like, okay, there is the run strategy, but also the mind. And so, what are some things that you've picked up along the way?
Yeah. So I don't think it's any secret that I'm most concerned about kind of those first 30 miles when you're in the high country, because we just don't have it here. And just my own experience with elevation has not been great. And again, I know a lot of people from the West are like, it's not elevation, it's going to be fine. I'm concerned about it. So I am taking that first 30 miles between, the start and when I get to see my crew very conservatively. I know just from talking to other people that a lot of times you're going to be kind of behind the 30-hour cutoffs, that first section, and not to freak out about it because the back half is so much more runnable and cooler. So really focusing on just getting up those first 3 miles with that huge climb at the beginning. And I think once I get over that part, just mentally, I'm going to feel a little bit better and a little bit more relaxed too. And then just cruising down, right, for to get back into a little bit lower elevation. And then, yeah, I'll pick up my crew, hopefully like during that canyon section when it's going to heat up and be super hot. So that'll be good. Just I think to kind of get me out of my head a little bit there, if it's as miserable as everybody says it is,
Mm.
of having a buddy there. And then, yeah, I'm hoping it's going to turn out like everybody says, where it's going to be runnable. And if you save yourself and if you run conservatively the first half, you're going to be fine at the end. Because yeah, I'm hoping that those last kind of 40 miles, I can pick it up a little bit and kind of knock some of that time off that I've conservatively saved the first part.
So, you know, being conservative, that number looks different for everybody. Um,
Right.
so what does that number look like for you in terms of your pace, and what is your kind of your comfort level where you're like, okay, this just feels right. It's not too fast. It's not too, I'm not walking. So
Yeah.
that's good.
Well, I could send you 15 Excel spreadsheets of
I have no doubt.
minute
I
by
have
minute
no doubt. Oh my God. Death by spreadsheet. Oh my God. No, please. Thank you. No.
pace, depending on how the day is going. But in general, for your sanity, I will say I'm comfortable being at like that 30-hour cutoff. Like I think they have the signs posted, right? Like at the aid stations when you come in for Western states of like you're on pace for 24-hour right now, and this time you're on pace for 27, and this time at 30. From everything I've heard, I should be very comfortable coming in at like the 30 for those first kind of 30 miles of that race and not be concerned about it. So that's where I mean, you're always hoping you'll be a little faster than that, but I'm prepared mentally for being at that 30 hours for the first half of the race and then hopefully kind of dialing it back in.
30 for
So
30. I like it. That's a
yeah,
good mantra. Yeah. So the other part of this equation is, and everyone asks this question for everybody. I know I do, because it's so important, but the nutrition and hydration is the name of the game. So what's the shape that looking for you? And the follow up to that would be, has this game plan changed from you from other events you've done?
oh, for sure. Yeah, I think just having that experience of running other hot races before, you learn kind of how hard it is to take in real food and how hard it is to digest a lot of things and even mentally like you don't want to eat right when you're hot. So I'm going to rely a lot more on liquid nutrition. So Spring Energy has a mix that, sorry, it's ridiculously expensive. Spring, it is. It's too much. You need to do something about the price. But it works really well for me. And when I've taken it before and not gotten in my head about how much money I'm spending on it, it's really been a game changer. So the plan right now is like noon and then Spring Energy as much as I can, and then eating whatever at the aid stations I can, and probably having mashed potatoes in my pockets most of the days or in between the aid stations to just kind of keep real food in as much as I can. But yeah, I'll be relying on spring probably a lot more than I have in other races.
You know, I was talking to Callie Vinson, who was at the Western States Training Run, and she said that a mostly liquid nutrition is her plan for that.
Yeah.
I think she's relying on goo octane
Oh,
for the event. So I'll be curious to see how you both kind of fare with that plan. I'm hoping for the best for you guys, of course, and only because I'm hoping if it works for you, it's going to work for me. So I hope it works in spades for you guys. Seriously. Um,
yeah. I definitely plan on supplementing with real food. Like I can't drink enough to get enough calories, and even with spring, as calorie dense as it is.
yeah,
So I definitely do plan on still eating probably every 5 miles is usually what I do. Even every three if I'm going slower, try to eat something.
yeah.
So, and then
Okay.
with it,
I have to ask on the mashed potato front. I have my own like recipe that I go with for mashed potatoes.
yeah,
Um, do you go like homemade mashed potatoes or go with like the Idaho Spuds quick mix?
yes, because it's easy to find when you're traveling for races, right? Like you can go to any grocery store and they have the little cups, they have them. And so your crew can just pour water in them, even cold water, and they can make them no matter where they are. You don't need anything. So that is my go-to, and because I'm kind of lazy. So, and they're easy to thin out.
Yeah,
So you can put, so I got like those little packs, that you can like refill with food, like make your own gel packs.
yeah.
So you can thin it out enough to get them in there too. So yeah,
I
definitely.
like it. I like it. I
Mhm.
should do a whole podcast on like on running food hacks. I think that
Oh,
would be great.
yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to talk to my
Yes.
editor. I'm going to make it happen. Amy, I'm talking to you. All right.
Especially savory ones. I want savory running food hacks because there's so much sweet and I can't do sweet when I run. I hate sweet stuff.
Yeah,
So,
it's that is really tough on the gut for me too. I hear you
mhm.
absolutely 100%. So kind of going back to the mental game really quick. You know, lots of people come into a race with a mantra like this is what's going to keep me going. Do you have one?
Yeah. The one that I usually fall back on a lot is hard is not impossible. So just because it's hard right now doesn't mean that you can't keep moving, and it doesn't mean that you're not going to get there. And so I use that one a ton with my kids too. But yeah, I remember my first ultra, like I had like 10 mantras, right? That like were always available. But that one was a big one. And then of course, Yoda, do or do not. There is no try, right? Like
Mhm.
just shut up and do it. Like just don't say you're gonna try, just get your butt out there and get moving. So yeah, those are my two.
I know a great tattoo place in Old Auburn. So if you want to get that put on afterwards, my treat, really, seriously.
Oh, well, there you go. Hey, if you're giving out free tattoos, and
Well, seeing how you just spent a
watch.
load of money on Spring Energy Mix, I think it's only fair.
My kids aren't going to college now because I had to get Spring Energy
Sorry,
because
kids, college funds out.
National Guard's looking really good right now. So GI Bill.
I forget how funny you are. Oh my god. Okay, so so I work in Auburn. I'm going to Auburn later this morning, and it is going to be a cool 79 degrees today. It's going to be the high. Are you paying attention to the weather forecast? And you know, uh, what are you hoping for?
Yeah, no. Because every time I've asked somebody about like what to bring, they just say bring all four seasons of stuff. So I'm like, all right, well, it doesn't matter, right? If, what it's going to be. And I just watched one of my friend's videos. He did it in 2017 where it was hailing, like quarter size hail coming down. Like, what is that? What was it? So no, I'm not. I'm just bringing everything, which I do for every race anyway. You never use half of it, but yeah, I'm not looking at it too much. It was 47 degrees here this morning when I went for my run. So I'm irritated with Michigan weather, irritated with all of it. So no, I probably won't check it too much. I'll just bring everything and be prepared for the worst.
Good, and you should. I was there in 2017. I was there when people were coming out of the hailstorm, and just how like 80% was they were not prepared for that
Yeah.
at all. Like if you got a trash bag, you were the one of the lucky ones.
Well, who is, right? Who's thinking it's going to hail? Nobody
Nobody,
thinks that.
nobody. Okay, the
No.
other element that we need to talk about is the snow. Oh my God, the snow. A lot of
Yes.
snow. What's your kind of attitude, game plan towards that?
Yeah, man, I really wish they'd let you put screws in your shoes. And I know you can't, but because that's what we do here, right? Like it's so it makes everything so much better if you just put some screws in the bottom of your shoes. Um, yeah, so I think it depends, right? Like at least for snow, I'm pretty comfortable with snow, but like what kind of snow is it? Like the Alaskans have 30 different words for snow. So do people in Michigan. Is it going to be that real icy on top? Are you going to be post holing through stuff? It just depends how firm it's packed. I think how the runnability is going to be on it. So, you see people sliding on their butts down the hill sometimes. I've heard, yeah, friends that are like, I was falling the first 10 miles in a snow year. So again, I'm kind of in my head preparing for the worst, which I think would be ice covered with post holing through there. And again, knowing like it's going to be slow. That first section is just going to be slow, and you're just going to have to keep moving as fast as you can.
Yeah, there have been. I mean, Western states are. It's not uncommon for there to be a snow year. We've had a couple in the past 10 years, a couple of those days, and you see folks kind of coming through. And you ask, did you like get into a wreck? What happened to your body? Did you run through some bush? Did you run through the Barkley marathons? What happened? They're like, no, it was the damn snow. Like it
Mhm.
just tore people up. So
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see what happens up there.
Yeah. It will cut you to pieces. Like just like you said, like briars, right? If it's icy. So yeah, it's painful
Yeah.
if that's the way it's gonna be.
Yeah, they don't make yeah. Good luck with your riding shorts holding up to that, you know?
Right. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It probably makes a good case for those compression socks that are above your knee, right? Actually, as we're talking through it. Might not be bad.
Yeah. I have some lighter questions I want to mix in here with you.
Sure.
So we all have our sort of guilty pleasures. Do you have a guilty pleasure for you when you either finish a race or just a really damn hard training run?
I really love sour beer. Uh, big fan of sour beer and pickle pizza. Like if I would, that would be like my go-to.
Wait, hold up.
So we,
Okay, pickle pizza. I'm not familiar. I love pickle. Like I didn't realize
what?
there's pickle everything now, but I've not heard of pickle pizza.
Are you kidding me? Oh, come on now. Okay. So New Holland Brewery in Michigan makes the best pickle pizza. And so it's just a flatbread with like olive oil and then fresh cheese curds, fresh dill, and pickles. And they put bacon on, but I don't eat bacon. It's amazing. So the next time you make flatbread at home, right? It's super simple, but it's fantastic. You really have to do that.
Do you put the
And it
pickles
pairs
on?
well with a sour beer. Hmm?
And I love sour beer. I love sour beer. Um, do you put the pickles on before it goes in the oven or after it goes in the oven?
Before. So
Before.
yeah, they're hot when they come out.
Okay.
They're all gooey. But the
Hmm.
fresh dill, I think, is the key too. Like the fresh dill on top of it, it's pretty
Fresh,
great.
yeah, fresh dill is magical. I love it. It smells so good. Fragrant. It makes your kitchen smell damn good too. And we
Mhm.
just had flatbread last night. Oh my
Oh,
God.
what a
The-
missed opportunity.
well, hold up. It was a two-pack with flatbread. We have one more. So
There you go.
2 nights in a row, probably not
Yeah.
the best for the waistline, but I think I'm going to do it.
Oh, it's so worth it. It's so amazing. And it's one of those things, right? That's about the only time you can tell yourself it's okay to eat like a whole small pizza after a really big training run and a beer next to it. But it's fantastic.
So, Western States may be one of the most scenic courses in California, if not in the United States, right? There are many. This one's one of the top. Is there anything that you're looking forward to most to seeing out there in the course, just visualizing it and saying, oh my God, that's it?
So much. So if you watch my Instagram at all, I'm not like one of those like flowery, this is so fantastic kind of runners. Like everything's great. I'm getting a little grouchy with running in the green tunnel of Michigan because all of our trails are just overgrown with like all you see is trees, green trees. So I'm super excited to see things like anything at this point. Like I just want to look out and see openness and vastness. Like the river shots, I had friends that were at training camp too, and I'm just like, are you kidding me right now? Like you get to run and like see rivers and mountains and like there's just not everything compressed like all over you all the time, right? So yeah, I mean that's kind of a basic answer, but I am just excited to have like an open trail because I haven't had a lot of those experiences in the South or the Midwest of a truly open trail where you get to see vistas and you get to see these really beautiful things.
Well, you're going to get 100 miles of it. Start to
Yay.
finish. Start to
Yeah.
finish. Oh my goodness. So we got to talk a little bit of fashion here. Uh,
Okay.
okay. What's your go-to? I love this piece of clothing. It's going to be with me at Western States. Oh my God, I can't wait.
So funny you mentioned that. I'm one of the people that always like freak out the week before the race. And I'm like, I have nothing. I have nothing that's going to work. Nothing that's going to fit this. Right. What am I going to do? I'm like on Facebook, like, what do you wear? I'm that person. So I just ordered two new pair of shorts from Wazal that I'm thinking sound fantastic. Um, but yeah, I ordered a new pack that hasn't come yet that I've never run with. Um, I don't know, Scotty. I don't know that anything's going to work. Usually skirt sports is my go-to though. So skirt sports I have ran like through Vol Staten, through almost every 100 that I've done. It works really well. Why I'm panicking right now and thinking it's not going to work for this race, I can't tell you. But they're just a wonderful, wonderful product. It's really well thought out in everything they do for skirt sports. I really love them. So yeah, we'll see, right? We'll see how the brand new shorts go and the brand new pack goes and everything else.
It may be the magic thing. It may be the
Right.
magic thing. You never know. I love it.
Yeah.
It's so good. Let's see. So I did the same thing. I did the UTMB Canyons race a few weeks ago, and I got a shiny new little bobble, and like I just felt so great with it. I'm like, heck yeah, man, rock star status. Let's go.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Like so my new pack is the Solomon pack, right? Like that everybody wears
Yeah.
out there. So I'm like, well, okay, I'm going to get that then, even though my Nathan pack works fine. It's
Right.
worked great forever. There's no problem with my Nathan pack. I'm like, oh, I don't know. Everyone seems to be wearing the Solomon one. Maybe I should try that. Oh, there we are.
What we do makes no sense at all. No sense at
No,
all. And
nope.
my next question makes no sense at all,
Great.
which is, all right, we're going to just put our minds into you running the race. It has been a hot ass day in the canyons, and you got to climb up to the mother effing devil's thumb. Okay. And to get you to the top, you can have any band playing for you just surrounding that MFer. Which band would it be?
Oh, man. That is a tough one. Oh, because I have two that I really love, and I guess they're similar enough. Okay, so Weird Al Yankovic is like my hero.
No way. No way. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Pizza, you yeah, of
yeah.
course that makes sense. Of course it makes sense.
So I have been a Weird Al Yankovic fan since I was 8 years old. And I love him. It would be incredible, right? If you could have some fantastic song parody happening on
Could you
Weird
imagine Weird Al with his accordion sitting on top of Devil's Thumb?
Al. It would be so great. Like, how could it not be great? Right? It's Weird Al Yankovic with an accordion. And yeah, I mean, it wouldn't get better than that. But my second choice would be Bare Naked Ladies because I love Bare Naked Ladies
I
too.
love Bare Naked Ladies. I
Yeah.
love them so much.
Yeah.
Their Christmas album is my favorite Christmas album of all
Oh,
time.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. It is on repeat every holiday season at our
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think Sarah McLachlan on that album. What the
Yep.
hell? Mm.
I know. I saw the first time I ever heard that was on when they were on Saturday Night Live and they were performing it live and it was like blows you away, right? You're like, how do humans make that happen? It's it's beautiful. Yeah.
That is so very cool. Okay, getting back to very important conversation of Weird Al Yankovic. Have you
Yeah.
have you seen the new movie?
I have started the new movie and I was like, oh, yes. So I'm going to get through it. My husband loves it. But I've only made it through half of it so far because I was doing it like on a treadmill run. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, this is so ridiculous. I don't even know that I can keep watching this right now. Like, I need to take a break and come back because it's so much. I'm like, I can't. And like to explain to my kids who also love Weird Al Yankovic and like that's the only concerts they've ever been to. I'm like, that this is a satire. Like, he's not really doing drugs. Okay. Like, he's not really about to overdose. This is it's a satire, kids. It's a satire. Remember, like we're making fun of this. That's what's happening.
That's funny. One of my favorite. Seriously, I like one of my favorite. I forget that how much of a fan I am of his. I don't. I never think about or even think to go to adding him to my playlist. I know I never think about it, but I should because it's just the great like don't take life too seriously kind of guy, you know.
Yes.
But my favorite movies, seriously, it would probably make my top 25 list is UHF. I freaking love that movie.
Yep. Yeah. And I think again, people forget it, right? Because it's been a while, been a minute since that movie came out, but it holds up. It's still funny. It will always be funny. And I will tell you, my favorite Pandora station that I have is my Weird Al Yankovic one because somehow it's gotten to be this weird mix of like Irish stand-up comedy, Weird Al Yankovic, Irish drinking songs, and sea shanties. Like it is, it's crazy mix, and it is so fun because you just never know what's going to
Okay,
come
I
on.
want to hang out with you guys, you and your family, and drink sour beer, eat pickle pizza, and watch these movies and listen to music. I think it'd be the best. Oh my
We have
gosh.
a good time.
Okay. All right. My next trip to Michigan, that's going to happen. I promise. I
Yes.
promise. I promise.
Oh, we have such good sour beer here. Yeah.
So the other another kind of offbeat kind of question is, we all kind of have our own little superstitions or routines that we kind of stick with, either on run day or whatever. Do you have any?
Well, this probably would have been the better answer to your like, what do you always wear, which is Injinji socks. Like I have the same kind of Injinji socks that I wear every time. They're my go-tos, even when they have holes in them, because I don't want to pony up the $20 to buy another pair of socks. So always those. And I've always done a brand new pair of shoes out of the box because you know it's gonna be 100 miles, and I'm just like, I get them fresh out of the box, I put them on, and we go. So yeah, probably those two things. And I will say I've been really, really blessed with Merrill, has helped me out this whole training cycle with shoes. So I will get a brand new pair of Agility Peaks out of the box to do Western States.
That's amazing. I would say just make sure you got both. Well, one set of each shoe, right? Left and right.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, gosh. Yeah. I have forgotten my shoes before too. So it's been a thing.
That does it's happened. You're not the only one. It's happened to people. I was with Don Freeman, the host of a Chart Runner Nation, down at AC 100 years ago, and so he got a fresh new pair of Injinji socks, and it was a left and a left. It was the same damn side. And I was like, I'm not prepared for this. And so if you know AC 100, it starts out in Wrightwood. You just can't go to the nearest REI or wherever. There's nothing out there. Yeah, better
Yeah,
luck going door to door asking people if they have Injinji socks, which I hope they
for
would say
sure.
yes. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
could you imagine? Could you imagine? What are the odds of that? Of like,
oh,
what am I
poor
supposed to do
guy.
with this? I know.
Yeah.
No.
Turn it inside out, my friend. I
Turn
know.
it inside out. Turn it. There it is. That's. I don't know what he did, but he may have turned it inside out. I don't know, but
He would have had to. I think that's the only way to, or wear it backwards or something, like I did that before I figured out you could do them inside out because I only
yeah,
have left socks now.
yeah.
As a gingy person, you only have left socks at some point.
He ended up having a really solid run, and he did finish
Oh,
that race.
awesome.
That was a oof. That was
Maybe that was his good luck.
yeah. Maybe it was his good luck. I should ask him. He still has them.
Yeah. He got so much in his head about the socks. He just chilled out with the run. So it was good.
Another silly question I have for you is if you could. Okay, it's two really oddball questions. All right. If you could run side by side with a wild animal, uh, what would it be and why?
Um, wow. Okay. My first thought goes to a corgi, but corgis aren't wild animals because they're so fun and they have the little legs.
Could you imagine if they
So
were wild
fun.
though? That'd be hilarious.
A
You're just
wild
like
corgi.
a whole pack of wild corgis.
A corgi ate your baby, right?
A corgi ate your baby. Oh my god.
I
Seinfeld
couldn't do the
reference was
accent right and
hilarious.
laugh at the same time. Okay, so barring that corgis are
Maybe a
not wild
corgi
animals.
ate your baby. I'm sorry, go ahead.
That was
Sorry.
an Irish, an Irish
Sorry.
Australian
I know
immigrant.
it's Australian. Yeah, I can't get it either. It's too damn early. I don't do accents out before
No,
9 a.m. Okay, I'm sorry. I just don't.
I know we got you up too early today. Oh my gosh, a legit wild animal. Um, wow, that is so hard. Because all I can think of are the horrible wild animals that we have here, which are not fun at all, right? Like opossums and raccoons. Nobody wants to run with a raccoon.
Nobody does.
Um, a wildcat. Let's go with a wildcat because I went to the University of Kentucky and they're pretty cool and it would be fast. So, all right, I'm going with wildcat.
Wildcat.
Final
That
answer.
would be rad. I would like
Yeah,
that. I would like that a lot. Okay.
yeah.
So, but if you could have a famous person pace you at Western States, who would it be?
Would it have to be a famous runner?
It can be if you want, but you can't say Weird Al. We've talked about him. He's already got Devil's Thumb playing accordion, so you can't use him.
So great. Okay, famous person to pace. Um, and see, this is the academy, right? Like alive or dead, right? They have to be
Either one doesn't matter. For
fictional. Where do I
hypothetical.
start? Okay. Okay. So hypothetical, so they could be dead. I would go with probably either Douglas Adams or Mark Twain because they're super funny. And I just feel like their wit and like witticisms that they could come up with on the trail would just like keep me laughing the whole time. So yeah, either Douglas Adams or Mark Twain would be awesome.
Imagine Mark Twain like next to you.
Yeah, like yeah, I'm just thinking like his observations on trail running in general,
Right.
the people going by would be pretty money, I think.
He'd be like, well, I thought that the hottest summer I ever spent was in San Francisco, but fuck that. It's the canyons in Western States. Holy shit.
Right? Yeah, yeah, it'd be awesome.
So I have one more question for you, which is um, as you look ahead to Western States and and we are just behind you pushing you and we want to see you finish, get that buckle. I guess what is your hope for at the end of all of this? What is your hope for yourself?
Um, I kind of I just hope I do myself and everyone proud, right? I'm not looking to have some blazing fast time. I'm just, yeah, hoping that I can stay positive and be a good example for like my kids that are there. They're hopefully going to be at the end. That's the plan. Things often go awry with children. But I hope that I can kind of show them of again like perseverance and doing it with a smile on your face and being kind. I was watching some of the 29-hour finishes and this guy like trucked this other runner. Like there were two runners coming in and he just like trucked her to the side. I'm like, what is that? Right? Like I don't ever want to be that person. So I think even like with the runners that I meet out there and with the people at the aid stations, I just want to be a positive person and really kind of show my appreciation for like the gift of being able to run out there and being able to go and just right? Be happy and be positive and really enjoy the day. And again, not come in at 29:50 and have my crew freaking out for the last 20 hours.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it is my absolute distinct pleasure to say the following sentence. I'll see you at States.
Yay! I'll see you at State, Scotty. Very excited.
Can't wait.
Me
All right,
neither.
thanks so much for your time. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
All right. Thank you.
You got it.